It's puck time, and I got the boys with me. The bald-headed man, buffed. Did you buff today?
Hey, I have a 2 o'clock massage, so we got to get this thing done.
Okay, so no on the buffing.
I'm getting
Badass,
eyebrows
how
done,
are you?
manicure, pedicure, all in time for tonight's huge Sharks Knights game. Love this game. Let's go.
Okay, what's up, badass? How you doing?
Doing good. Just ready for the weekend. Watching snowflakes fall here. It's still wintertime in Minnesota for the last 3 days, but I'll get past that. Like I said, some great hockey tonight in the third night of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Let's start right off the bat with what hockey shirt is Carmine wearing?
I am wearing the Wager Talk jersey. It is. I'll probably have a contest up later. You can win it. It's going to be autographed by Kelly with a special message on it. She gets some very interesting tweets, I must tell you, on Twitter. I read some of the stuff that these people tweet out to Kelly, and I just wonder to myself, like, what do their mothers think? Like, do these guys not have lives? I've never seen a bunch of, not all, just some degenerate, idiotic tweets. Like, they're just trolls. It's unbelievable. Like, these are guys that just don't sleep at night because they're jerking off to like Golden Girl reruns. But anyways, let's talk hockey.
It would be Maud, though, right? B. Arthur?
It could be. I don't know.
Boys!
Although Betty Betty White, she's going to live to be like 200. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'll take the under. Okay, boys, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a promo for Carmine, and then we're going to talk about the Leafs, and then we're going to call it a show.
Why am I not surprised you wanted to do that?
Carm, 5% play tonight. First one of the season up for you. $30 over at wagertalk.com. Anybody who wants to get it for cheaper, $15, use the promo code CARM15. I know you're excited about your play tonight. We won't give it away.
1-5 is also the amount of wins the Leafs still need to win the cup. I'm just letting you know that. 15.
Yeah, and Boston needs 1-6.
And just one other thing. In Toronto, there are 3 parades. St. Patrick's Day, the Pride, and the Santa Claus Parade. There is no room for a Stanley Cup parade. It is not happening.
Okay, enough.
Jesus.
Okay. We got 4 games on tap tonight. We're going to take them all apart. But before we get into that, we're talking Leafs. What a performance by them last night. And the crazy thing about it is their much maligned defense played incredible. I mean, Zaitsev and Hainsey really looked good. Zaitsev did make a little mistake one point in the game, but you know, all the thing about it was they kept Boston to the outside. I mean, Boston was 1-for-1 shots with Toronto, but those shots were all on the outside. Toronto shots were inside. Matthews hit a post. Tavares missed a breakaway. Kapanen missed a good scoring chance from the slot. Toronto utterly dominated that hockey game, and I understand Cassidy came out last night after the game and said Boston played their worst game of the season. They weren't holding on to the puck. They were playing undisciplined, blah, 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 blah. What we saw last night is a Leaf team that actually can win it all. And the bottom line here is this. They're one of the fastest teams in hockey, and if they back check like they did last night with Tavares leading the way, I mean, there was one shift where they showed it on replay where Tavares started the shift standing in front of the Toronto net, shoving Bruins away, and within 20 seconds was standing in front of the Boston net trying to screen the goalie. The Leafs back-checking last night was unbelievable, and if Babcock can keep them moving their feet, I don't think Boston stands a chance. I don't want to hear from you, Carm.
No, listen. I said on yesterday's show, okay, it was and it sounded like a stupid thing at the time.
A must-win
It was a
game.
must-win for the Leafs to win Game 1. Now, if you watched Game 1, and obviously you did, and I watched it, the difference between Game 1 yesterday and Game 1 last year is last year the Leafs defense allowed Boston the line. It allowed them to come in, allowed them to be physical in the Leafs defensive zone. They kept them to the outside.
Yeah, they weren't screening Anderson. They weren't crashing the net.
Yep. Seemed like a 5-on-4 for the Leafs the whole game. Boston
look, Boston's going to win a game or two. I get that, but I don't know if Boston can make an adjustment here. Like, the bottom line is, if the it wasn't just the defense on the Leafs, it was the back checking. The center men, Matthews, two-way player last night, had a phenomenal defensive game. John Tavares was by far the best center on the ice, completely outplayed Patrice Bergeron. Mitch Marner, holy crap. I mean, forget the deke, which was all world. That guy was on fire from start to finish. I don't know how the hell we're going to sign him. He's going to want $20 million. But anyway, we're going to talk real briefly at the end of the show about tomorrow's lines. Remember, guys, Carm's got a 5% play up tonight. It's $15 for all our listeners. Carm 1-5. Boys, let's get straight to it. Alex, I'll go to you first. Columbus versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay almost blew them out last game, and Columbus made an incredible comeback. And if you watched the game closely and you studied the tapes afterwards, the Tampa Bay looked soft. They looked soft, and also their defense was out of position a lot. Those are things that can be fixed. You know, I don't expect Hedman to be walked around twice tonight. With that said, I cannot take Tampa Bay here. I can't take them minus 2 whatever it is. Huge line, 286 all the way to 330. I like under in this game. I know last game did go over the total, but I do like the under in this game. And the bottom line for me, badass, is I'm going to stick to the value, and the value is on Columbus.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. The value is certainly with Columbus, and a humongous win for them in Game 1. Not just the fact that they came from behind down 3-0, but just the fact that we talked about, over the years, this Columbus team. Every year when they do get into the playoffs, they've had really good regular seasons, and they just completely fall flat on their face. So this is huge for them to not only get that come from behind win, but this is a statement win. And now they have a chance to possibly go back home up 2-0. Like I said, they just have to execute the same kind of game plan. Obviously get the goaltending from Sergei Bobrovsky that they got in the last 40 minutes of that game, not the first 20 minutes. And they could compete with anybody. But conversely, on the other side with Tampa Bay, is that they've got to be more physical. It reminds me of last year's series with New Jersey. New Jersey kind of goaded them into playing a more physical style than they like to, and they were able to compete at that level. They got to find a way to get that balance, and that's the thing. I feel like maybe they worry about that they don't want to take a lot of dumb penalties because both teams have decent power plays, and that's something I thought we would see from Columbus, especially after being down 3-0, that they would get frustrated, take a lot of stupid penalties. They didn't. They kept their heads on straight. So that's something both teams will really have to do, but they got to dig in more, especially in the corners. I could see this being an under with the 6.5 for sure. Definitely wouldn't be looking at even laying $1.50 in regulation. With the Lightning, it's just not a good value. So anything betting here would be under.
Yeah, and the thing is, and I was speaking to Brian Leonard about this a few minutes ago because he called me up and asked me what I thought about this game. And I said to him, look, you've got two of the best goalies in hockey, and either one of them can shut the other team down. Either one of them can steal a game. And if that's the case, the dog is so live tonight. Carm, you want to wade in on this one?
Yeah, listen.
We are, dude. We are.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's complacency. Like something happened after that first period. They came out. They put 3 quick ones on them, but they only had 29 shots on net. This isn't the Tampa Bay team that you normally see play that way at home. Five shots in the third period.
Yeah, but and not only that, Carm, they're all their not all their 29 shots, but like the Bruins last night, the Columbus centers played down low, so giving them sort of a 3-2 on defense to offense when they were in their end, and they really did keep Tampa Bay to the outside.
It's one of those things, with you look at like Washington last year, lost the first couple games. Sometimes these teams take a little while to get going. And Tampa came in, best team in the league. They come out on fire, score 3 quick ones. Maybe something happens. Will that happen tonight? I don't think so. I think Tampa's got to win tonight. This is one of those weird series that even if Tampa loses tonight, they'd probably still be
minus 110.
On this to win the series. It's one of those weird things, but I got to think that Tampa bounces back tonight. I agree with Alex on the total. I think Columbus plays a little bit better defensively tonight, knowing they won the first one. Let's put in a strong defensive effort, and let's see if we can steal a second one. I don't think they will. It's Tampa for me. Regulation time. It's not the greatest price. I would lean more to the under. And just look at something along the lines of like a 4-1 type Tampa win.
Carmine Bianco with us, Alex Badass Smith, and Badass is starting to stick, and it's a great nickname. Speaking of must-win, boys, Pittsburgh, New York Islanders tonight, Pittsburgh minus 125. The over and under in this game is 5.5, and we saw it hold to the last minute in the last game. Even with a bunch of goals in the first period. Listen, here's what I know about this game, and here's how I want to look at this game from my perspective. The first 5 to 7 minutes of that game was literally one team was on the ice. The New York Islanders came out flying. There probably hasn't been a more dominant 5 to 7 minutes in the hockey playoffs so far this season. But after that, Pittsburgh rallied. They got their act together. They scored a couple of goals, and it ended up being a super tight, super close game, right down to the wire. I think the New York Islanders will not be able to show that type of fire tonight, that type of intensity. And I think with a Sidney Crosby, Malkin, Kessel, this is a very veteran hockey team in Pittsburgh. I think they come into this game with more intensity than the New York Islanders. I like Pittsburgh at minus 125. Carm, what do you think?
Yeah, I know you had the under in that game one. It's a bit of an anomaly. You look at the last 3 games prior to game one, and you look at the shots on goal, 50, 52, 57. They had 77 shots on net, and I know it went to overtime. There was only 5 shots on net in overtime. So 72 shots in the game prior to going to OT. It's one of those games. They had 29 shots in the first period. It's not a good combo when you've got the under. I think it's a tighter one tonight. I do like the under, and because I expected this series to go at least 6, possibly 7. I think the zigzag is in play tonight, and I'm going with Pittsburgh tonight.
Badass, what are your quick thoughts on this game?
I actually like this game to go over, but it's going to be a tighter battle than what we saw before. We're not going to see Islanders get a ton of 2-on-1 breaks. Even the Penguins. The Penguins had a couple of breakaways that they missed in that game before. I think even with that, the number of chances cut in half from game one, you still would have had a shot at cashing it over 5.5 here. I think, like I said, we're going to see that intensity again from the Islanders. They want to start early, but I think we're going to see Pittsburgh match that as well. So it might be some value in the first period over as well. And I like the Penguins here in this spot. Like I said, I don't see them going back home down 0-2.
Let's talk Blues, boys. We know both of you were on the Blues last game. I was on Winnipeg. I lost, and I'm on Winnipeg again tonight, minus 128. The over and under is 5.5. I think we're going to get some more scoring than a 2-1 game. If you watched that last game closely, St. Louis barely existed. Winnipeg utterly dominated the scoring chances. They had 3 goalposts. They missed 2 empty nets. Binnington's unbelievable. We get it. So's Hellenbach. I go to you first, Alex. I like Winnipeg. I like the over.
I like Winnipeg over in the team total 2.5 minus $1.30, $1.35. Like I said, they should have had more goals, even with how well Bennington played. But they said you draw 3 or 4 goalposts. There were a couple of blocked shots right in front of the net as well. I think Winnipeg will be able to cash in, and I lean with the over as well at 5.5 here. I think both teams will probably be able to get a few more goals than we saw in Game 1. But I think both goaltenders are still going to be hot. Hellebuck and Bennington, so I'm staying away from the side, but I definitely really like that Winnipeg team total over.
Carm?
Yeah, listen, the Blues are sort of in the same boat as, like, let's say Columbus. You can look at their free rolling. They won Game 1. It's the most important thing. Take over home ice, but the Blues never win. There's no beauty to their wins. They just do what they need to do to win. It kind of reminds me of the New Jersey Devils of years past. They won ugly, but they won. It's on Winnipeg. Winnipeg has to. They have to win tonight. They can't go down 2-0.
They've got to score 3 goals tonight.
They have to, but they're averaging over the last 10. They're averaging 2.4 goals, which has to do with the slide. When they were winning, they were scoring. They've got to score tonight. If they don't score tonight, the Blues are at plus 113. I'm taking the plus 113 tonight. I just like the Blues. I like them coming into this series. I think they win this series. And unless Winnipeg finds some magic solution to right the ship, they're last year's Washington. They're going to go, they're leaving down 2.
Guys, let's talk San Jose, Vegas, and then what we're going to do is we're going to talk quickly some series prices, and we're going to race at 100 miles an hour through the Saturday card as well. San Jose looked unbelievable 2 nights ago. They utterly dominated that game in every facet. Was the most dominant performance so far we've seen in the playoffs, except for maybe what the Leafs did to the Bruins. Vegas just didn't show up. These teams have been zigzagging. 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss. We saw an incredible series last year. This series could get away from Vegas very fast if they lose tonight. They're plus 110. The over and under is 6.5, which is a half point higher than it was in the last game, which is very interesting to me because the last game played to the under. There was 3 goals scored in about a 2-minute span in the second period, and it still held on number 6 right to the end. I don't know why the half point is moved up, and it makes me lean to the under here too. And for another reason, and that is Vegas needs to win this game. And for Vegas to win this game, they've got to get this game under the total. I like the under in this game, and I lean on the Sharks again. Alex?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Vegas just completely no-showing was a big shock in that first game. And I lean with Vegas. I just don't see them laying an egg 2 games in a row in the spot and on the road. So that's a slight lean there. But that under definitely looks nice at 6.5. We saw Martin Jones play probably his best hockey he has in the last 2.5, 3 months. Of course, we know Marc-Andre Fleury is still going to be fairly solid. So, yeah, definitely lean with the under 6.5 at a pick and price.
Carm?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat here. I just think, how does the total go to 6.5? I understand they scored 7 goals, but you have to figure Vegas is going to be better. Fleury's got to be better. I know he had some time off. I think we lost Alex there for a sec. He should be popping back on. But Vegas has got to be better. This is Fleury's 4th game back after missing about 9 or 10 games or whatever he missed. But they've got to be better defensively. That's how they won. That's how they won last year. Unless they throw in a complete dog, they're going to be better defensively. But Jones, like he said, has been good. 6.5 just seems like too much here. This just seems like a sort of a 3-2 type game that could go to overtime, right? I'm looking at like even possibly taking the draw here and as far as a personal play and this game going to overtime.
Yeah, it's not a bad call. Guys, series price, Toronto minus 160. Carm, you've got to have an opinion on that. That is a crazy, crazy line move.
It is a complete, it's a complete flip. But when we're going to look at the game lines for Saturday. The Bruins, the price on the Bruins right now is on Pinnacles 143, minus 143. I would have expected that to be at least 12 cents higher. The Bruins at like 155, I would have thought. But they are giving Toronto a lot of respect. They're looking at this, that the Bruins are not going to roll over the Leafs based on that game one performance. So the lines are probably where they should be. I thought they would be a little different, and I would have thought the Leafs series price, they'd be favored now, but I figured at like 120, 130, 160. Wow, they're I don't know. I wouldn't lay 160 with the Leafs on a series price. I'll tell you that.
And I wouldn't either. And we all know what I think about that. Badass, do you have any thoughts on that crazy line?
No, yeah, I'm seeing a plus 150. The Bruins. I'm probably going to throw a little something on that because
I would too. And that's the thing. Like,
No,
I
you
won't.
wouldn't.
I won't. I won't. I not a chance in hell.
Right.
But it's the right bet.
Yeah, but no, I definitely look at the
Carm, you
Bruins
got to mail Badass some red and yellow cards.
Yeah. Where do you guys get those, like Kinkos or something, or just like that was just hilarious? Yesterday, like out of nowhere, you just had it in your pocket like a yellow or red card after he went and grabbed his. I go
to a poker supply place to buy like decks of good Copac cards and stuff, and these are they have like these are like card protectors. You put them on the deck of cards when you're dealing. So I just asked for red and yellows, and I'm at the restaurant, and she gets my order wrong, and I just put up the yellow, and she knows when the red comes up that her tip is reduced from like 25% to like 15 or whatever. So.
He's Carmine Bianco. I'm the Prez. Alex B. Smith with us. You can find Alex at sportsmemo.com, Carm at wagertalk.com. Carm's got a 5% play up tonight. You get it for $15. Use the promo code Carm15. Guys, super quick. Washington minus 155 against Carolina tomorrow. It's a 3 p.m. Eastern start. I watched that game in full last night. Carolina did have a great third period, but they are overmatched in this series. It's going to be a 5-game series. I know 155 is a number I don't want to bet. I am betting it. I'm on Washington tomorrow 100%. Alex?
I love the total here. I'll be going first period and full game over. Like I said, Washington looking really sharp. I think Carolina will get a couple more goals. I think we'll see a better effort from Carolina, but we're going to see a better effort from Washington, which means that Capitals go up 2-0.
Carm?
Yeah, listen, I had Washington. I had puck line Washington minus 1.5, plus 187. A short lapse in the third period where it almost seemed like it was going to be another Columbus Tampa Bay sort of scenario. But Washington outplayed them the whole game. I may come back with a small play in the puck line again. And I'm with Alex on the total.
Nashville, Dallas. Nashville minus 150. They're down a game. They need to win this. I don't know if they can. Dallas is at plus 136 here. I would love to have seen that at around plus 150, and I would have been on Dallas in this game. The over and under is 5, and I think we're going to get some scoring. I like over the total of 5 tomorrow. Carm?
I'm going with the Preds here. I believe it's sort of like the Pittsburgh Islander one where, this was probably going to go 6 games anyways before the series started, and it's going to go 6 games here because I think this is a good zigzag scenario here. I'm going to take the Preds. You're laying 150. I'd take them in regulation. You get a much better price. I think they win in regulation time.
Before we get into the most important game on board, Toronto and Boston, for all of you guys, quick reminder, I did First Pitch today with Brian Leonard. Phenomenal show. We probably took apart 12 baseball games. But most importantly for me, because it was actually a labor of love, whereas doing PuckTime is a pain in my ass. I did a Game of Thrones betting preview show yesterday. It ended up being 32 minutes long. It was so much fun to do. I don't know if either of you guys have had a chance to listen to it. I thought it was really...
This morning, it's 34 minutes. I'm not going to get that 34 minutes back. Is kind of the only part.
Yeah.
It is actually a good show. Good-looking girl on the other end, which sort of tempers the fact that you got to watch you talk for 34 minutes. So it's good to have her there.
Hey, Vivian, Vivian, the Flying V, made a guest appearance on that show.
Anyways, it's actually very informative. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, you watch the show. The plot lines that the two of you put out are very good. Even though I have bet the winner, and I'm not going to mention it because you don't want to hear it. Alex, I can always send you a message later, let you know who wins it if you want to make some money.
Care.
Sure, yeah.
Lawrence doesn't.
Alex is in Game of Thrones. He plays the Mountain.
Lawrence doesn't believe that my wager is going to win. I don't care anyways. But
dude, my analysis on that game, Game of Thrones show, whether right or wrong, was so logically sound. Right? Give me that, Carm.
No, it is. It is. But even a crazed lunatic can make a point sometimes.
Toronto Maple Leafs plus 125 tomorrow. Boston minus 145. The over and under is 6. I like the over in this game. I think Boston's going to put up a few more than 1. There's no way in hell I'm taking Boston for many reasons. 1, I hate them and I want them to be swept. 2, I actually think Toronto is a better team. And also, one of our listeners has offered to send me a Boston Bruins shirt. I did send him my address. I want number 4, please. I will accept number 7. And I will wear the shirt. I will wear it. It will look really good. We will make sure it's worn on the show. And then we're going to take my computer to the backyard at the end of the show, and we will burn it all together. And then I will provide the guy with exactly the same amount of money he spent on it in wager bucks. That's how that's going down. I cannot wait to get my hands on that shirt. If anyone would like to send me a Montreal Canadiens shirt, I swear to you, word of no lie, I will take it to the backyard, I will lay it on the ground, and I will actually pee on it on this show.
Can we do that on YouTube? I don't know.
No, I'll face backwards. Like you'll see the stream. What do you like tomorrow in the Boston Leaf game?
I'm looking at the draw here. I think this is going to be a really tight game, more than likely going to be an overtime battle. I have no idea as far as the side goes. Obviously, there's great value, I think, still with Toronto because they played a perfect game. And, we've seen them even when they're playing at 60, 75%, that's still a damn good hockey team. Like you said, they're protecting Frederik Andersen like a bouncer at a strip club. You basically got, like I said, Marner playing out of his mind. You've got the team, whole team playing two-way hockey right now. Boston's got to be a little bit more physical, try and slow things down at a pace, and take much better quality shots when they get in the offensive zone. That's the only way they're going to be able to win.
Carm?
Yeah, it's. I'm going to use the little analogy here. It's the old "fool me once, shame on you; fool me twice, shame on me." I'm going with the Bruins.
You're about to be fooled twice.
I'm going to lay the price. I'm actually.
You're literally walking into that cliche.
Absolutely.
Like literally. I'm going to go with the old adage, fool me once on you, fool me twice on me, so I want to be fooled twice.
But they're not going to. I'm probably going to take the Bruins on the alternate line as well at -2.5 plus 385.
Well, I bet Toronto to win 4-1 yesterday at plus 890.
Sure. I'm sure you did.
I did.
Anyways, it's the Bruins. We'll zig and zag here. We'll use that phrase yet.
Yeah, you'll be zigging and zagging tomorrow. It just won't be on this game. Calgary.
I'm not a big fan of the total.
Shut up. Calgary, Colorado. Calgary was dominant last night. But look, Colorado had a lot of chances to score last night, and they played down low really well last night. Mike Smith stood on his head, and Colorado just couldn't close. The over and under is 6. I thought last night's game should have gone over 6. Minus 233 for Calgary. No chance in hell I'm taking that. I don't like Calgary on the puck line either here. I think it could be a 1-goal game. I think it has a potential to go into overtime. And I like over 6 goals. Alex?
Well, a blind squirrel finds a nut. A broken clock is right twice a day. And there's no way in hell Mike Smith is going to play 2 perfect games in a row. Give me Colorado at plus 200 tomorrow.
God bless him. I agree with you 100%. The whole goaltending thing I talked about it. Smith didn't play as well as they made it seem. He played well. He got a shutout. But Smith actually had if you remember, Lawrence, because Prez, you're a Leaf fan.
I'm focused on something else right now.
Every time he made a glove hand save, it was the old Alan Bester where he held it up in the air. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, nobody knows the Alan Bester reference except you and me.
It's the old thing where you literally just showboat a save.
Hey, the Flying V has made an appearance, and she's got a message for you, Carm.
Hey, Carm.
Too late. Viv, you've already been given the red card. So
I'm
you
giving
can't
it to
show
you.
red when you've
You
been
can't
given
give
a
it
red.
to me. I'm giving it to you. I've said nothing. You have no justification for giving it to me.
Hey,
Wait, Vivian. So you have your own set of red cards as well, or is that Prez's red card?
She does.
I absolutely do.
I only have red and yellow.
So often
I used to play Uno with this Mexican guy, but then I stopped because he kept stealing the green cards.
So oftentimes Vivian and I would sort of be doing our thing, and then at the end of our thing, every now and then she looks over at me and goes, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting old. It's getting to the point, Alex, where I get the yellow card.
Is
I'm
that
proud.
a Wager Talk jersey?
It is.
Ooh, I want one with the flying.
I want one of those too. Yeah, Prez, what's going on? You gotta get some of these sent
I
out.
want some merch.
I got one downstairs, brother. I can't get it to you because it'll literally go to your ankles.
Yeah, likely.
But
I need like extra small.
I will
send.
send. I will send one to Badass.
Okay,
Boys.
Listen, hold on.
Yeah,
wait.
we're listening.
Listen, before you finish off, I'm going back to this Colorado one. I agree with Alex here. I'm actually taking the plus 200 on the Avalanche. Maybe Smith does it again, but I actually think Colorado will play a much better game. They had scoring chances. It's all about. This is a series that it's not going to be a sweep. It's going to go at least 5, maybe 6. I'm going to take the Avalanche to head back to Smoketown, where the air is rare.
Okay, enough. That's the show, guys. Puck time in the bag. Carmine's been thrown out of here. Badass, have yourself an incredible weekend. Carm, I'm playing poker tonight at Nick's. If you want to join me, I'll come pick you up. I
am watching the Leaf game tomorrow in the auditorium section of Wegs, where it's going to be all Leaf fans and myself with the Bruins shirt on that huge big screen. There's like 500 people in that section.
Vivian and I would join you, but she's got the kids, and I don't think Wegs allows kids to enter that facility.
Or Boston Bruins jerseys.
I'm just going to love it tomorrow. I'm just going to...
Okay, we're done. Listeners, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Make sure to listen to the Game of Thrones preview show. Make sure to buy Carm's 5% play. Carm 1-5. Alex, get me some damn promos for next week for you. We're out of here. Later, everybody.
All right, see ya.